are you?
Okay.
Good? Are you ready to do some affirmations with us today? Oh, that's really inspiring. Are y'all ready to do some affirmations with us today? There we go. I agree. Okay, we're gonna get some little pep in our step. So all you gotta, the words are in your bulletin, but I mean all you gotta do is repeat after me. It's nice and easy. Here we go. I am an expression of the Spirit. Of the Spirit. I am an expression of the Spirit. Of the Spirit. A beautiful expression of the Spirit. Of the Spirit. Magnificent expression of the Spirit. Of the Spirit. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God.
A unique, unrepeatable expression of God.
A unique, unrepeatable expression of God.
A unique,
for the low voices, there we go.
Expression of God.
I am an expression of the Spirit. Of the Spirit. I am an expression of the Spirit. Of the Spirit. Right time, right place, an expression of the Spirit. I'm fabulous. I got it. An expression of the Spirit. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God.
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 Right time, right place, an expression of the Spirit. I'm fabulous. I got it. An expression of the Spirit. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God.
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 I am an expression of the Spirit. Of the Spirit. I am an expression of the Spirit. Of the Spirit. Of the Spirit. There we go. Yes, you are.
During times of uncertainty, I trust divine order. How often have I felt disappointed when something did not work out as I had planned or hoped, only to discover a blessing I had not anticipated. Understanding that a seeming obstacle may actually be an unrecognized opportunity, I resist the temptation to wonder why the setback is happening. Instead, I pray, asking what is mine to do. I may receive guidance to wait for a better time to pursue my plan, or perhaps an insight will arise out of what appeared to be failure, showing me a way forward that will accomplish even greater good. Affirming divine order keeps me patient and trusting in right outcomes in all situations. So let's know this together. During times of uncertainty, I trust divine order. During times of uncertainty, I trust divine order. During times of uncertainty, I trust divine order. And one more time. During times of uncertainty, I trust divine order. And so it is.
So it is. Let's stand if you are willing and able. Words are in your bulletin if you need them. It's called We Are One. Let's sing it, y'all. Away, 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 away. There we go. We are one in the Spirit. We are one in the Spirit. We when inside we change.
Life is gonna change when inside we change.
And take that journey to the heart.
That journey to the heart.
You are my brother.
You are my brother and you are my sister. And neither one of us can live apart. We are one in the spirit. We are one in the world. We are one in the spirit. Everybody, every soul, everywhere we turn.
Involve yourself in, it's time to begin.
Involve yourself in, it's time to begin.
For the healing of this
For
earth.
the healing of this earth.
Many small steps here
Many small steps here. But it's a feet now.
can carry everybody to
To be there. We are one in the spirit. We are one in the world. We are one in the spirit.
Oh,
Everybody, every soul, everywhere we turn.
away, away.
Away, 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 away.
Well, as you take yourself, let's give back to someone else.
So as you take yourself, give back to someone else.
All the nations
All the nations here belong.
tear down illusion.
Down illusion, shore up with truth, till you and I can sing a worldwide song. We are one in the spirit. We are one in the world. We are one in the spirit. Everybody, every soul, everywhere we turn. We are one. We are one in the spirit. We are one in the world. We are one in the spirit.
Oh,
Everybody, every soul, everywhere we
away,
turn.
away, away.
Away, 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 away.
Keep that up.
Away, 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 away.
Last time.
Away, 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 away.
It's okay, you didn't cut that last time. Take that fun in the spirit and go give somebody a hug. Introduce yourself, wish them a happy Sunday. Got some new faces out there today, so.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. I'm Doug. Nice to meet you there, Anne Maureen. Welcome. Come on, big guy. Hey, Mike, what's up?
Happy Sunday!
Very nice to meet you. I'm Larry.
Happy Sunday! Yes. Happy Sunday, baby.
Oh, Anita.
Happy Sunday. Good. How are you?
What a beautiful home you have.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I was very
Took us a
impressed.
year in the making. Happy Sunday.
Hey, happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, Kenneth.
Lots of new faces, people to meet.
Yes.
To meet and
I had to skip this yesterday because I was feeling so hot, but we're back next week.
That was some face planes, Jen. All right. Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. So glad to see everyone. I'm Betsy Woods Brooks. I'm your platform assistant today. And I'm excited to say that we have Reverend Theresa Crisci with us this morning. And of course, our music director, Kenneth Gartman. And I think we've got a few people here for the first time. Maybe raise your hands so we can say hello. Welcome, welcome. Welcome back, some old faces, Tisha. Okay. Older, whatever.
Familiar faces.
Familiar faces, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. You could have been anywhere this morning and you chose to be here. We're so happy that you did. Yeah. So we've got a bunch of announcements this morning, so bear with me. Okay. Let's see. First of all, in your bulletin, you're going to see that we've got some exciting things coming up. Kenneth, we have open mic night on July 20th.
We do on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's this
Do
Saturday.
we have a guest?
Yeah, can you turn up my mic a little bit, Mr. Kitchen? Yeah, we've got Berlin Lee Charles. He's this will be his first time being here, and I've worked with him a few times in the city. He just has finished doing 2 different productions of Beautiful throughout the country, and he's coming back in town this week. So he's a Norwalk local. He lives up the street, so excited to have him here on Saturday. And of course, share your talents. Some people read poetry, some people read something from that they've written, or share stories, or sing, or whatever.
It's a fun time.
It's open mic. Anything goes.
Yeah. All right, well, we've got a drum circle now. There's a typo in here, so it's actually July 23rd. I guess that's a Wednesday. Yeah. Okay. Tuesday, drum circle. The end of the month on July 27th, we have a Joe Dispenza meditation group, which is really very cool.
And this
it's a special
is
one.
the walking meditation
Yeah.
this month. So just there are flyers out there that are flyers up that explain a little more. You'd want to download the walking meditation before. There's a specific track to download, and so that everybody can sort of be on the same meditation as you do it together. And it's going to be at, I think, Sherwood Island. Yeah. So just check the flyers out in the hall and check the newsletter this week. It's got more details about that.
And then at the end of the month, July 28th, we have our quarterly community meeting. We'll give you an update on progress and achievements and where we are financially, and then we just have a time to chat and do a little Q&A. So please plan to join us. A couple of other announcements. So we had some unplanned expenses this month. If anyone is feeling called to maybe give a little extra during the offering, please feel free to do so. So we needed to fix our piano. That's in process, I think.
Yeah, occasionally you might notice when it's very contemplative that it sounds like one note is played very loudly. It's not me being ornery. It is the piano being ornery. And so, we're looking to have that fixed and have someone come out. It's at least $185 for them to come out and do the first hour session, and hopefully that will fix it. So if somebody feels inspired to contribute in that sort of a way, and then we got a little digital thermostat, so that, because with this heat you can't show up and turn the air on at 9 o'clock and it'd be cool enough for everybody. So we finally got some things so that we can set it ahead of time and maximize the evening hours for cooling instead of when we get here. So
that's why it's so pleasant here this morning.
it is so much better than last Sunday.
Right. And then we had some baseboard that we needed to replace. So again, if anybody feels called to do so, I'm also going to remind you that in your bulletins, Manya wanted me to point out, because we have a new donation system that you can actually text to give, which is a really convenient way to contribute. You can use the QR code here, or you can go to our website and there's a donate button there. So our monthly goal is $12,000. Received so far in July is about $5,000. But thank you all for your contribution. And then just one last thing, we are a tithing church, so 10% of whatever we receive, we give out, because we believe in the law of reciprocity, right? So you give, you receive, it's a circular process. So our last tithe went to Person, which is a great organization in Darien, Connecticut, helping people find financial stability. And so we got this letter this week. It says, "Dear friends, we'd like to express our gratitude for your thoughtful donation of $358 to support Person. This gift is critical to our work in assisting 28,000 individuals still struggling to reach economic security. In 2023, Person distributed enough groceries to prepare 25,000 meals to 20,000 individuals, providing nearly $850,000 in emergency financial assistance, and distributed quality clothing, shoes, linens, and household goods to 8,700 individuals within the community. Thank you again for this very generous donation and for your support of our vision, communities of financial stability, hunger-free homes, and educational opportunities for all." So thank you all for your good works, and just a reminder that there's a form over on the Angel Board. If you would like to suggest an organization that we should be tithing to, just grab a form and fill it out and give it back to one of the board members. So I think that's it. Any other announcements? No?
There, just check the bulletins over there. Reyesa Katona Bennett is doing a show at Music Theater of Connecticut in August, like I think on the 10th. Maria Corsaro's doing something at Jazz on Main in Mount Kisco, I think on the 27th. So there are lots of different performances and stuff for people within the community. So if you're looking for an outing, something to support, by all means check that out. And it's also in the emails and stuff too.
Can't use regular matches, Okay, Teresa's gonna light a Christ candle. But I will say that when we do light our Christ candle, it's a reminder of the Christ within, the Christ consciousness within each of us, so that we shine our light out into the world and spread the good news. Thank you.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful. I am grateful for friends this week. Friends that I have here at Unity. Friends at the Irish Club. I get to just show up and I'll know somebody. It's great. And I've got an old friend coming into town this week and next week, so I get to see old friends and new friends. And yeah, that's my jam right now. Who else has something they'd like to share that they're grateful for this week?
So Chip called me one day this week and he told me he was really sad, and I said, what's going on? And he showed me in the parking lot where he works was this teeny little gray kitten surrounded by flies. And he said the mother dropped off, a few of the kittens and took off with a few of them. Anyway, the reason I'm so grateful is we took the kitten home and Katie demonstrated so much love and just care, for this kitten that she didn't know. And for 2 days, she tried to feed it and she held it. And it's now at the West Haven Animal Clinic. But it was just a blessing to see what a caring, I already knew it, but just to really set it in my mind, what a caring individual my daughter is. So I'm grateful for that.
Beautiful, thank you. Who else?
I'm grateful that President Trump was only wounded.
We all are.
Grateful that I played the bass again this week, and that might have been in bitter tune this week. I'm grateful for that.
We are too. That was great, Jen. Anyone else?
Yeah, I was able to, I'm doing okay financially, and I was able to help my son yesterday purchase a car because his blew up. So he said, "Can you give me I need a little bit for the down payment?" And I said, "Yeah," and it was easy. So yeah, and he's got a new car. Well, a new to him car.
Wonderful.
I'm so grateful. I took my grandkids to see Danny Go. I don't know if anybody's heard of him. It was so much fun. It was a packed house. It was at the Palace Theater. It was the third show, packed house. And we danced and sang, and the little one actually, it's hard for, like 5-year-olds to really say thank you for a nice time. He was like, "I am so grateful that you take me places and do things." And I was like, wow, that's a first. But anyway, that's great.
So much to be grateful for, and especially kids and grandkids and family and friends. So thank you all. Thank you, God.
In the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, there is peace. Let's know that in the stillness of this moment, there is love. In the stillness of this moment, there is love. There is love. In the stillness of this moment, there is love. There is love. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, there is love. In the stillness of this moment, I feel peace. In the stillness of this moment, I feel peace. I feel peace. In the stillness of this moment, I feel peace. I feel peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, I feel peace. Let's know one more thing. I am love. In the stillness of this moment, I am love. I am love. In the stillness of this moment, I am love. I am love. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, I am love. I am love. I am love. Let's take a breath. We're going to let this lead us now into our God vibration, which will then take us into a meditation with Reverend Theresa. So just take a moment to get comfortable in your seat. And what we do is we take the word God and we just intone it together. And we let that vibration, that healing energy go wherever it needs to go in our body, in our consciousness, in the world that we see, in what we experience. We know that there is healing power in the I am. And so we take a breath and go like this. God.
Let's do it again. And one last time.
Let us take a breath. Allow that vibration to continue to go through our bodies. Take another breath, remembering our affirmation for this month, embracing our greatness, is through Christ in me, I am fearless and free in spirit and in practice. Through divine mind in me, I am fearless and free in spirit and in practice. Let these words resonate through and through to your heart. Through divine mind in me, I am fearless and free in spirit and in practice. Drop into this space of spirit within you, that space behind the heart, where the peace that surpasses all understanding exists. That place where we are all one. That place where we know no fear. Take a breath and sink into this knowing. Feel your expansion in knowing your oneness with all that is. Expansion of who you are and the light that you shine. This is the consciousness of our greatness. Let us go into the silence knowing through divine mind in me, I am fearless and free in spirit and in practice. Let these words speak to you and listen. Take another breath, knowing, experiencing through divine mind in me, I am fearless and free in spirit and in practice. Know that the Christ in you is awake now, and slowly come back, feeling energized, enthused, and fully present to the God within you.
When he told you you're not good enough, when he told you you're not right, when he told you you're not strong enough to put up a good fight, when he told you you're not worthy,
when he told you you're not loved, when he told you you're not beautiful, you'll never be enough. Fear, he is a liar. He will take your breath, stop you in your steps. Fear, he is a liar. He will rob your rest, steal your happiness, cast your fear in the fire. 'Cause fear, he is a liar. When he told you you were troubled, you'll forever be alone. When he told you you should run away, you'll never find a home. When he told you you were dirty, that you should be ashamed. When he told you you could be the one that grace could never change. Oh, fear, he is a liar. He will take your breath, stop you in your steps. Fear, he is a liar. He will rob your rest, steal your happiness, cast your fear in the fire. 'Cause fear, he is a liar. Let the fire fall and cast out all my fears. Let the fire fall, let love is all I feel. Oh, let the fire fall and cast out all my fears. Let the fire fall till love is all I feel. Let the fire fall and cast out all my fears. Let the fire fall till love is all I feel. Let the fire fall and cast out all my fears. Let the fire fall till love is all I feel. Oh, fear, he is a liar. He will take your breath, stop you in your steps. Oh, fear, he is a liar. He will rob your rest, steal your happiness, cast your fear in the fire. 'Cause fear, he's a liar. 'Cause fear, he is a liar.
Brilliant. I don't know how you do it every time, Kenneth. I don't even talk to him. I send him a little blurb, and he comes up with like the perfect song. Great entry from me. We're connected. The divine, right? Fearless and Free is the name of my talk today. This month, just 10 days ago, we celebrated claiming our independence from England. Our nation was founded on religious freedom with the core idea of liberty and justice for all. I think the U.S. has been known as the land of the free because it's rooted in spiritual principle. We are one universal family under God. And after writing the Declaration of Independence was complete, Benjamin Franklin noted, "We can now get to the business of discovering our divinity within our humanity." I never knew he said that until I did this talk. We can now get to the business of discovering our divinity within our humanity. And that's what I want to talk about today. our individual independence, the business of discovering divinity within our humanity. What is freedom to you? What is divinity to you? What does it look like and what does it feel like to be your most authentic, beautiful expression of God? What does the phrase, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free," mean to you? Last week, Nancy spoke of the fearlessness it takes to be our best selves, the selves we came here to be, our optimum selves. She gave us an affirmation: I am receiving and living into my optimum life. And then last month, I spoke about truth. And a few weeks ago, Krista talked about denials and affirmation, which remind us of the truth of who we are and the truth of situations. A few weeks back, as a community, we created a new vision. Unity Center of Norwalk celebrates all creation as radiant light of God, unified in peace, joy, and love. And our mission says how we're going to do that. We empower individuals to be their authentic selves through practical spiritual teachings, music, inspirational messages, affirmative prayer, meditation, fellowship, and fun. So we have all these ways that we can get in touch with that authentic, blessed part of ourselves. These are expansive ideas, but they may bring up some fear within us. But fear is a liar, right? That's what Kenneth just told us. Knowing the truth is to know you are one with Spirit and one with each other. But yet, there are 30 or 40 of us sitting here. So how could that be? I will tell you how. We are each a ray of sun of God. We are each a wave of the same ocean of God. We are created in the likeness and image of Spirit of God. We are all that is. So beginning here, how can we show up as anything other than beauty and love and joy and all other amazing things we see and label as God? You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free is a universal truth that is for everybody. When you come to know that, you are really free, that all people are free. Jesus was a prophet and a teacher. He taught the universal teachings that bring people together in spirit of oneness, kindness, and love. Human beings are pack people. This is our pack, right? And as a pack, we embrace all people. Freedom is the gift that we channel. For one thing, we are free to think the thoughts we want to think and know that we are affected by these thoughts. This begs the question, are your thoughts ones of unlimited freedom or ones of limitation? To receive and give into my optimal self, they have to be thoughts of freedom, right? I can't imagine my optimal self is one of limitation. None of us are limited. We may think we are, but we are not. The truth is we are not. Krista began this journey by asking us to look at our prayer life, our denials, and our affirmations. Nancy went on to encourage us to meditate and step into the optimal self that we see in our meditations, in our mindfulness moments. We need an understanding heart for ourselves and others. We actually need all 12 powers to stand in this place of empowerment, authenticity, and freedom. In case you don't know, I'm going to go through them right now, briefly. The power of faith, which is the ability to believe and to intuit and to hear and to have conviction. The power of strength, which is the ability to endure, to stay the course, to be persistent, to persevere and be stable in our thoughts of freedom, even when it doesn't look like or feel like we're free. Our power of love, which is the ability to feel affection for, to desire, to attract oneself to harmonize with and unify. The power of wisdom, which is the ability to judge, evaluate, discern, be wise, appraise, and apply what you know. The power of will, which is the ability to decide, to choose, to direct and to determine. The power of imagination, which is the ability to visualize, conceptualize, and envision, I think many of us, as adults anyway, forget or think we don't have. I know I thought I didn't have an imagination, but give me one thing to worry about, and my imagination was wild, right? So it's about shifting that thought. You know, it's also, I don't know if you ever heard the expression, we all have faith. It's just, what do we have faith in? Do we have faith in what can go wrong, or all the, the things that could be negative, or do we have faith in good and faith in God? The power of understanding is the ability to know, to perceive, to comprehend, and to spiritually see. The power of dominion is the ability to master, dominate, and control base senses, which is our senses in the body, thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. And then our power of zeal, which is the ability to be enthusiastic and passionate, as well as to inspire and motivate oneself. And Saturday's daily word was, our interests and desires are divinely inspired. They are the way we bring love and energy of God into the world. When we bring our excitement and passion into our lives, it is not just for us. It is for everyone, so that may feel inspired and pursue and share their gifts. This is how the presence of God is made manifest in this world. My excitement kindles the excitement of others. Today I will share my passion and inspire others to share theirs. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. That's from Psalms 118:24. And then we have the power of order. Now this is the power to, and Betsy read it beautifully today, the power to and the ability to organize, sequence, balance, and adjust. But it's also the power to put your order in. You wouldn't call up Amazon and say, give me whatever you got, right? You put in your request based on your heart's desire. So you put in your order to become the divine order, and then you ask, what is mine to do next? So that you're putting the footwork in to what it is that you've asked for what your heart is desiring. And then we have the power of renunciation, which is the ability to release, remove, denounce, deny, and to let go of. That's a big one, because we have to make room, right? To let go, and then we make room for what is coming, the new stuff. And then there's life, the ability to energize, revitalize, enliven, and make whole. What are you giving life to for your freedom to be? So that's one way that you could choose, the path that you can choose to become free, is by empowering and enlivening every one of those powers as often as you can. As Reverend Michael Gott said, the bottom line is fearlessness and freedom are an inside job. And that's what Nancy and Krista and I talk about. Ernest Holmes says, the divine plan is one of freedom. The inherent nature of man is ever seeking to express itself in terms of freedom, because freedom is the birthright of every living soul. So whatever issue you have going on, you can trace it back to a lack or a loss of freedom, or a thought of a loss of freedom, whether it's finances, relationships, health, work, whatever. Under all conditions, there is a thought or a belief, and it could be one of freedom or it could be one of bondage. When I move from the outer world into the creative mind that is within me and find my freedom here, then I can be truly free and begin to express a life of freedom. This is what it's all about. So the freedom we are looking for is not from physical constraint, because if it were, there would be people with physical disabilities who would never be able to experience freedom, correct? Everybody's got to be able to experience freedom. It doesn't matter how we show up on this planet, because we were all born as a child of God. It comes from an internal realization of the presence of God. That is who we are. Whatever's going on, there's freedom here and now. Ralph Waldo Emerson says, freedom is not the right to live as we please, but the right to find out how we ought to live in order to fulfill our purpose. And there it is again, our purpose, right? What is that? Who are we in God? to live a life of fulfillment, living as we ought to live. I know I still have those ideas that if I could just get people to do what I want them to do, I'm going to be free. Or if I can just get people to drive the way I want them to drive, I'm going to be free. Or maybe it's, why did you do that to me, the thought. And instead changing those thoughts around to looking at what is it I could do here? How can I change my thinking about that? This is never true because that is not the source of our freedom. Changing other people is not the source of our freedom. The source of our freedom comes from within us. Manipulation does not give us freedom. Maybe it gives us the illusion of control for a moment, but that's about it. It's very short-lived. Freedom comes when we move into authentic experience and expression, living life as God created us. Let's look at blame and responsibility. Nobody can take away what we put into our own minds, and nobody can put thoughts into our heads. When we blame, we are a child again. We have put ourselves back in the place of being a child when we think, if they would only, or it's all your fault, or you're the reason I am not free. We are then back in our childhood. And that's never the truth. To really inhabit freedom, we take responsibility for our own experience fearlessly. We live in a time of division. Violence is from people who take their bondage out on others. People who are not free are inflicting their own bondage out to the outer world. And the violence that we see in this world comes from people who are enslaved in false ideas. So it comes from people who are so tormented in such an internal bondage, the only thing they can do is dehumanize another human being, act out, and try to get their freedom that way. It'll never work. It is not who we are. Brene Brown, who is a research psychologist with a good understanding in science around the human psyche, she says we are biologically wired to not hurt other human beings. So what happens for these people who hurt others as they no longer see them as humans? It is called dehumanizing them. It's either a person or a group that they dehumanize. And what am I asking and inviting us to do today is to come back to an interior truth of freedom in spirit. Try to remember every time we see an act of violence, we are not seeing a person who is free inside themselves. We take this to lesser offenses such as dishonesty and lying. People who lie don't feel like they can show up and be present to who they really are. They're not free inside themselves. They're not in touch with their own authentic God expression. So the work that we do here inside for what we see outside, it's all within. We use our fear to dig deep and say, what am I afraid of? We have to be fearless to even ask the question and be willing to dig in. It's an inside job. We all come with baggage of family history handed down by generations of people that could only do so much of the work. Remember a few weeks ago I said, what is not transformed is transferred. So what has been transferred is not true. It's not the real me. It's about me just looking at this stuff and no longer believing it, figuring out what it is and letting it go. As I shared a few weeks ago, we had no filters until we were 5 or 6 years old. So we took in a lot of wrong information. Another idea about this is whatever was going on around us all those years, those first 5 or 6 years, we made up stories about them. We made up stories about what it is, because what could we know at that age, right? One of the stories I told myself was I'm one of 7, and there were 6 of us before I was 6 years old. So one of the stories I told myself was there wasn't enough love to go around. So I was not lovable enough to get the love I needed. That was just, nobody said that to me. That's how I interpreted it as a 6-year-old to what was happening. And here I am, 65 years old, still undoing that, still learning the truth about myself, right? Another story I told myself was I was unworthy because my mother had postpartum and she didn't want to hold me for the first 6 months of my life. That's another story I have to undo every day. I have to think about what is and it's so unconscious, like I have to be mindful of the thoughts I'm telling myself and undo those thoughts. Give myself truth thoughts. Our work is to see the truth and release the lies. Then we can be free to be our best selves. Then we can step into being the loving, creative, generous soul we came here to be. When we do the healing work within, then we can reshape the experience of life itself. The outer work is an expression of our inner knowing. We use denials and affirmations, first to release the false belief and the power that it has over us. That's really what we're releasing. The thing might have happened, right? My mother did go into postpartum. I have to release the thought that I'm more unworthy because of that. That's the piece that I have to work on. Affirmation is the lining up the conditions of my life with the inner reality. It is directing in a conscious way the continuous flow of God's creative energy. So the affirmation is, I am worthy. I'm a child of God. And I inherit the kingdom. That's the truth, right? So that's what I have to keep telling myself whenever I feel unworthy. Each of us has this potential. Each of us has this gift. We do it individually, and therefore collectively we're affected by it. Thomas Jefferson said, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that all people are created equal. I'm going to change that. All people are created equal. That they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Your right to a great life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness isn't just yours, it's everybody's, no matter how they look. So what is your life? What does liberty look like to you? What do you pursue for happiness? What is your purpose? Now, Megan Watterson, who is a writer and a spiritual leader who uses Mary Magdalene and Mary Magdalene's writings as her teacher, says purpose is who we are, not what we do. Who I am is a fragile human ego and an eternal soul. My purpose is to live out the full expression of both of them. So for me, it's speaking and teaching is what I'm meant to do, to be on purpose. What I mean is, if our purpose is to be both fully human and fully divine, I can practice that cocktail of extremes the most exquisitely way for myself and showing up and speaking and teaching. Because speaking asks me to bring love to where I am most human. I am most vulnerable, the hardest on myself, the most critical, and the most insecure in my speaking. So the depths of the love that I might be also is called on for me to speak. So what is the one thing that demands you love yourself fiercely in order to do it? All the while remembering that you are perfection. You are made in the image and likeness of God, every one of us. Everything that does not line up with that perfection is a false idea, a false belief. As Michael Beckwith says, our spiritual work is not additive, it is subtractive. It is letting go of the things that are no longer true, that never were true. And that's the power of renunciation. Find the false beliefs and let them go. Discover, uncover, and recover. And discover may take many forms, right? It could take the 12 powers. It can take prayer. It can take denials and affirmations. It could take talk therapy. It could take ayahuasca. There are so many ways that it could be taken. But it's about making the commitment and being willing to do the work, being fearless about it. So whatever it is, the journey of being fearless then becomes the journey of being free, because the truth will set you free. Anyone who separates you from the truth of your being, anything that stands in the way of your relationship to God, to the infinite, is your personal bondage. As long as we are connected to and living in those beliefs, we are in bondage and therefore not free. I am asking that we consider our assumptions, our beliefs, and move into a new place of freedom. Are you willing? Because if you're willing, you will find a way. Look at your biases. Look at those old beliefs. Something amazing is about to happen. Are you ready to experience that kind of freedom in your life? We're ready to see you. We're ready to see that light shine. So to summarize, we have fearlessness and freedom are an inside job. What is your road to freedom? What is your road to an eternal realization of the presence of God? What is the one thing that demands you love yourself fiercely in order to do it? Do this all while remembering that you are perfection. What is it to discover, uncover, and recover? What is that journey for you? You are a beautiful, radiant light of God. Please show up and share your light. Thank you. I'm your sister in prayer, possibility, and power. I see you, I appreciate you, and I love you. Until we meet again, know that you are blessed and a blessing.
What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? If I believed would the wind always fill up my sail? How far could I go? What would I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where fools and dreamers dare to tread. I never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you do if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a seed, are there miracles in you and me? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where fools and dreamers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? If I refused to listen to the voice of fear, would the voice of courage whisper in my ear? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where fools and dreamers dare to tread. I never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? If I were brave? If I were brave?
That was beautiful. And Theresa, wow, thank you. That was awesome. So now is the time of our love offering, and it's really an opportunity for us all to bless our spiritual co-op so we can grow and transform and be who we're meant to be authentically. So in a moment, Deb is going to pass around our offering bags. And before we do that, we'll say our prayer for prosperity together, which is in your bulletin if you'd like to follow along. So if you'll hold your offering in your hand and just say, divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need.
We are grateful for the abundance in our lives. We give freely without fear, knowing that God is the source of our supply. We are secure in the knowledge that unlimited prosperity is available to us. We are grateful for all our needs being fully met, and we give back knowing that giving and receiving are one energy flow. We are truly thankful for all of God's rich blessings. So we have a few people to thank today.
We do.
We do.
We do. Do you want to thank him? I'll thank
Yeah,
him.
I do.
Thanks, Steve Bustamante back there on
Alright.
lights and
Thank you,
on
Steve.
not lights and sound, on AV, getting us out in the world. The kitchen on lights and sound. I think Mike Stimmer was a greeter today. Were you solo greeting?
And Gabe.
Gabe greeted
Yeah.
with you. Great. Thank you, Gabe. Woohoo. Thank you, Manya, over there on hospitality. Thank you, Betsy, for being our platform assistant and our board member on duty as well. Thank you, Joyful Noise, for being our choir, and Jen Davis for being our bassist.
And Reverend Theresa Crisci.
Woo,
Thank
Reverend
you.
Theresa.
And Kenneth Bergman. Thank you. Yeah. So please join us for hospitality after the service. And why don't we stand and know our prayer of
Protection.
Thank you. Yeah. So the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
With each step we're moving higher, with each step we're moving on, with each step we're moving higher, on to higher ground. With each step we're moving higher, with each step we're moving on, with each step we're moving higher, on to higher ground. Blessed are we peacemakers, blessed are we peacemakers, on this journey day to day. On this journey day to day, we shall live immersed in love. We shall live immersed in love as we seek the highest way. The highest way. With each step we're moving higher. With each step we're moving on. With each step we're moving higher. On to higher ground. With each step we're moving higher. With each step we're moving on. With each step we're moving higher. On to higher ground.
So as you go from here today, remember, be fearless and free and shine your light as bright as can be. Amen. I forgot to make an announcement, guys. I have a full moon celebration Thursday night on Zoom. If you want to join, go to the website.